9 Secrets to Living Longer. Welcome in, much love. Trav here playing reporter today. This book, The Blue Zones, really cool. Talks about the longest living people in the world. Much love, Trav here. The author, Dan Buettner, went around meeting a bunch of centenarians, people who are 100 years or older in Okinawa, in Sardinia, in Costa Rica, in Los Angeles, of all places, and shares 9 tips for how to live longer based on science and the people who actually live the longest. So, number one, the last chapter sums it up. Like, I definitely recommend this book, but I'm just going to give you the notes so you don't have to read it. Lesson number 1 is move naturally. All the people who live over 100 are pretty much either gardeners or goat farmers or do their own volunteer work and stuff like that. So they do a lot of exercise, but a lot of them, it's about lifestyle, working in the garden, preparing food and stuff like that. So number 1 thing to increase your life expectancy is to start gardening, really. We'll get into food in a moment. So lesson 2, cut calories by 20%. The oldest people are often very small. They're like 5 feet. The women are like 4'6". So a lot of these people don't overeat. They, especially in Okinawa, they have the saying before they eat. By the way, there's a decent chance I go to Okinawa next year after Japan for the Pro Tour. They say harahichi bu before they eat, which means stop eating when you're 80% full so they don't overeat. And I guess they live longer that way. So another one, plant slant. Avoid meat and processed foods. Most of the longest people are not meat eaters. They don't eat meat. Maybe once a year they slaughter the family pig, which has a name, and they eat it. But almost all of the oldest people are vegetarians, and that's across culture. And we also have this book, The China Study. Meat in general tends to be associated with and cause cancer, especially the meat we have access to now. They say just being a vegetarian adds 2 years to your life expectancy right away. So plants, they're eating lots of plants. These people, that's why gardening is the number 1 thing, which will give you like plus 2 years for activity, plus 2 years for what you're eating. Because if you're gardening, you're being active and you're eating good plants. So that's one of the reasons I'm into farming, I'm into gardening, I'm into working in the ground, live longer. And I have my own 10th lesson from reading this, which I'll share. Lesson 4 strategies is grapes of life. Drink red wine in moderation. It seems like the old people in Okinawa drink sake. The Sardinians drink wine, 1 to 2 glasses a day. Moderation is key. Alcoholism kills, we know that. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't drink at all. Sardinians have a special kind of red wine that's super good, but red wine can... The people who live the longest often drink alcohol. The Seventh-day Adventists in the U.S. are the longest living people because they believe the body and the soul are one thing and that God wants us to be healthy. The body is the temple. Those people don't tend to drink, but otherwise they do. 5, purpose. Take time to see the big picture. People who live longest have a purpose to life. This seems kind of obvious, but if you have no reason to live, then you might kill yourself, or when you're old, you just don't get up in the morning. So these old people are really tied to their community. They still serve the community in some ways. They still work. They still garden. They still have something. They help their grandkids. They have a clear purpose. So it's good to have a clear purpose. If you don't have a reason to get up, you won't. Take time to relieve stress, downshift. These people often are workaholics in terms of gardening and shepherding and stuff like that, but they definitely take time to chill. It's a common pattern that they socialize every day. They have friends come over and stuff like that, which is super cool. Friends come over and drink a glass of wine, glass of sake. 7, belong. Participate in a spiritual community. All these people are not isolated. They're living with 3 generations. They have friends and family who stop by. They live in villages, stuff like that. Participate. They're often religious, as we mentioned with the Adventists, Seventh-day Adventists. Having a strong, it gives you purpose, it gives you social support, it gives you a network, right? Lesson 8, loved ones first. Family a priority. Again, in the U.S., we have a problem. I just visited my grandmother today in a retirement home. we have this issue where we put people in homes and away from family. And that sucks. You'll live longer if you have your grandkids there and you're teaching them stuff. There's more reason to get up, more reason to have purpose, right? And family takes care of family, right? So that is the key, is prioritize family. Lesson 9, right tribe. Surround yourself by those who share Blue Zone values. So you want people around you who want to live a long time, want to live a good time, have good years, and that makes it a lot easier, right? It's hard to say no to chips and junk food and soda over and over. So you want to live around people who ideally are healthy, and that's why you can go be around a healthy religious community or something like that, or spiritual community. And my own 10th tip, my secret, based on what I've read, is live a better life. These people have high quality lives. If you improve your lifestyle, you will improve your days, your quantity of life, and your quality of life. That's so important, right? If you are 9 to 5 behind a car, man, that sucks. Not only are you reducing your quality of life, you're reducing your quantity. Your life expectancy goes down when you sit all day, right? All of these people, by the way, don't use chairs. Optionally, they sit on the ground. So those are the keys. Make your life better and apply these. So what's one thing you can apply today? For me, I visited family today. I put my family first today, so that's my thing. And I am eating and moving back to places where I can garden. I've been outside, you know. It's about planning where to live as well. You can build your own Blue Zone, but we want to apply this. Like, it's a lot easier if you live in one of these regions. So I'll be checking out some of these regions next year because they're also natural beauty and they happen to be nearby some of the places I'm going to. So I'll share that with you. Leave a comment, let me know. Hope you find this useful. Much love. Free life movement, free living goals. Take action.